Welcome to Community Connections with Children's Services Council of St. Lucie County. I am just one of your hosts, Sean Boyle, and with me is
Ashley Ma.
And welcome to the half-hour radio program that airs every Sunday on 104.5 The Flame at 10 a.m. with our wonderful partner, Alice and Larry Lee with The Flame, but also because of a wonderful partnership we have with St. Lucie Public Schools, we come into their studio once a month and we record a little radio program in their television studio so that people could air it on WLX TV through their local cable provider, or do what I do, because my son taught me this, go to YouTube, look up WLX TV St. Lucie. You can see our show, all of our past shows. You can see us 9 years ago when we just started the show, but you can also check out all the wonderful programming that's done through St. Lucie Public Schools. Now, we spend this time together. We spend this time together. You give me a weird look. We spend this time together on our show, Community Connections, to talk about resources and things that are available for children and families in St. Lucie County. As you clearly already could tell, we are not media professionals, but what we do at the Children's Services Council 5, 6, 7 days a week, 8, 10, 12 hours a day, is 5 things for our community. And those 5 things are: 1, making sure every baby is a healthy baby. 2, stopping child abuse before it happens by building strong families. 3, keeping kids off the streets. 4, keeping them in school. And 5, keeping them off drugs, alcohol, and other risky behaviors by offering programs and resources for all families in our great community we call St. Lucie County.
That is great. And while this show is obviously the most entertaining way to learn about all of those programs.
Clearly,
there's several different ways that you can learn more about what we do in the community and the programs that do that work with us. And one of those is on our website, which is cscslc.org. We have a list of all of our funded program partners there, along with their contact information. So if there is a resource that you are looking for your family, a coworker's family, a congregation member's family, that is a really good place to find it. We also have turned that information into this fancy family guide for programs, which Sean has brought as a prop today. But we have these printed copies that we also can distribute. So if you have a place where you can get them out to people in the community, we are happy to drop them off to you so that you can deliver them to your clients, your business partners, whomever. There's actually a form on our website that you can fill out that will trigger our community engagement coordinator, John Caesar, to bring these to you if that's what you would like. So I would encourage you to do that if you have an opportunity to.
I just want to point out, because I know that we're in high definition now, and yet we still went on with the show despite this going on. But this is not a prop. This is actual a very weathered copy that I always keep in my car.
You have good notes in there too.
I do. Hopefully you didn't pick up on that detail. But yes, and so if you, like you said, if your workplace or congregation or you personally want one, this is a great way that you can continue. The show is the best way to learn about resources. But if you want to, fast forward that a little bit, you can carry this around with you and connect your loved ones to the resources that are available.
Yes, and then the other way that I would encourage everybody to connect with us is on Facebook, because we do share a lot of information. Actually, I'm going to say Facebook and Instagram, because you and I were just having this conversation. Our Instagram page is gaining a lot of popularity, which I'm super excited about.
We had this conversation before we hit record. I'm looking forward to the day when we transition fully off of Facebook. I like Facebook, but Facebook is also a breeding ground of not so good things sometimes.
We were having this conversation with our guest before we went live, and I will agree with you. However, what we share on the Children's Services Council Facebook page is always good, and it's always about family events that are coming up, tips for parents, things that are related to our funded programs. My favorite thing that we do on Facebook is talk about people, like we do people spotlights. So this month, October, has been a lot of anniversaries for us. We have a lot of employee work anniversaries.
A lot of cake has been eaten.
A lot of cake. Our own Children's Services Council anniversary in our community was October 2nd. So there's a lot that happens in this month that we celebrate, and Facebook is a great place to do that.
I shouldn't say. Obviously, we like Facebook. I'm joking, as we do on the show, but Facebook, if you just stick with us and our funded programs and our guests, if you just stick with those components, Facebook is a wonderful place to be on.
That's right. You're good with all of those things.
So I like how you mentioned October's anniversary
It is. I feel like it's anniversary month.
and celebration for us, but it's also Halloween.
It is.
So, if you haven't already, make sure you buy your bags of candy and make sure you buy extra, because if you're like my household,
It's
if you
eaten
buy it too
before
early,
Halloween.
it's
Yep.
gone before the actual date arrives. But October is just a reminder, and if you go to any, major box outlet store like a Walmart, you also notice that there's Christmas stuff out.
It's Christmas already.
So it's that fine line between now is the time to celebrate from a retail Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas all in
All
one
at the same
aisle,
time.
if you will. But we're excited because we are going to be back in person,
Yes.
knock on some wood, for our holiday concert.
Yes, we're really excited about that. So right now, Friday, December 17th, which is the last day the kids are in school before holiday break, is our planned Sounds of the Season. And it is our 10th annual, believe it or not. I don't know how they've allowed us to do it for 10 years, one.
Yeah.
But we're really excited about it. We're really excited to be back in person at our great partner, the Sunrise Theater, but to give the kids in our funded programs an opportunity to be on the stage again at the Sunrise is just really exciting.
And I'm just going to give a heads up to our guest who's waiting patiently. I may or may not ask if you sing or dance, because I have been for years trying to get Ashley to sing or dance, and I think the 10-year anniversary would be ideal for her to break into song, but I think she would do it better if she had a partner, so I will ask that question, just so you know.
Listen, don't make her more nervous than she already is. Let's go.
But
Well, I was just going to say, so that was kind of an exclusive to concert information. I think we did break the date on this radio show a couple weeks ago, but more to come for sure. And our Facebook page is the best way to stay in touch with all of that.
And I'm going to segue to our last update before we get to our guests. So at the holiday concert, when everybody comes and enjoys the holidays, gets in the spirit and celebrates our kids, we generally ask for, if they can, people to bring a new or gently used children's book, because we in turn give that out to the community, our programs, or quite honestly directly with families, to make sure that every household has a library for their kids, because what better way to inspire reading by actually having reading material in the home. And I say all that because while this is going to happen well before the concert, we have partnered with the United Way. We've received 10,000 books from the Marine
Marine Toys for Tots
Toys for Tots,
Foundation.
thanks to our partnership with the United Way, and we are working with Windmill Point and White City, along with several other VPK sites, to give literally little libraries to all the kids in those schools. So we're very excited about that partnership. Again, we cannot stress enough the importance of reading, and the great thing about this initiative, while we talked about 10,000 books, everybody that's watching or listening can get involved. Just go to stlucyreads.org, or you can find it on our website. There's ways that everybody can get involved to encourage reading, particularly with our younger kids all across the community.
Yes. And so I actually think that's a great segue to our guest.
I am,
Did you purposely set it up like that?
believe it or not, I actually do give some forethought before we hit record. Not a lot, but I do.
Just a little bit. So actually, before we came into the studio today, she was showing us some photos of some of her families that she's working with, specifically around reading and making sure that they have reading material in their home. So I'm really excited. I think it's the first time that she's been on the show with us. Is that right?
Yes.
And she's like, and the way it's going, it may be the last time.
No, she's going to do awesome. So we're really excited. Several years ago, do you know how many? Five?
4.
Four.
Four.
Okay, see, look at that. So about 4 years
Your
ago.
anniversary isn't in October, is it?
October 26th.
Oh my goodness.
Gosh,
All right.
look at that. Everybody has a work anniversary in October. So we're really excited. Clorisse Stephens is with us today from Helping People Succeed's Community Mom Program. Is that the name of it?
Community Resource Mom.
Community Resource Mom. Okay. I feel like that's a big title to hold. Community Resource Mom.
Yes.
But that really
You
is...
have lots of kids if you're the community
Yes.
resource mom. Just
Yes.
saying.
That
Like-
really is what you do. You kind of have made a place for yourself in the Fort Pierce community as a resource, as a mom to a lot of families. So tell us a little bit about how you work with those families and what you get to do with them.
Okay. Well, hello, everyone. My name is Clorisse Stephens, as they said. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Okay, so my job to me is in 2 parts. And one part would be I work with families in the community, and we go over parenting skills, we go over life skills, whatever they may be going through. So it's really based on the family and what they do, what they need, their needs. And the second part of my job is I work with agencies in the community. I'm on boards, a part of their meetings, and we just work together and try to brainstorm on ideas we can do to help the community move to a better place. And in doing so, the good thing about my position is I get to bring these two together. I get to connect the parents with the resources and sometimes connect the agencies with the parents for different things, whatever the situation may be.
I think that's, I'm very familiar with what your role is because it's one of our programs, right? But I don't think I realized or recognized that you purposely are involved with a lot of community agencies, either an advisor or getting on their board because, and I can see that now that you say that, it makes sense because you know the community and you can bring that voice to those organizations. So I greatly appreciate that. I learned something today.
Well, and I think too, Sean, you specifically have talked for a long time in our community about how there's sort of a disconnect between what's available, what people think is available, and then even that next step, which is how do they get access to what is available. And I think that's one of the things that you have been able to do really well is to come alongside a family wherever they're at, and you said that yourself, so whatever situation that they're in, and say, here's the things that are available to you, but I'm gonna help you get there. So not just we kind of have called it like a cold handoff. Like here's a list of all the things that we have and good luck to you, hope you find something. But you really kind of walk next to them and say, let's do this together and let's figure this out together.
Yes, so I'm the in-person flyer writer.
Yes.
Yes, and with my families, basically when I meet them, it's usually by referral from someone else, someone they know. I get few referrals from like other agencies. And so the cool thing is they come in like knowing, oh, they need something for me to help them with, like one specific thing. And I just have a conversation with them. It's not about judging them or anything. I just let them know I am a mandated reporter, and that's kind of like my only spiel that stays straightforward. Everything else, it goes along with them and their, whatever their situation is. And we have a good time. When we're doing in-home visits, I have a lot of activities that we do with the kids as a family. And when, like now that we are not doing in-home visits, it's kind of rough because I'm dropping off supplies and then I'm calling and we're trying to do it on Messenger and they're like, can you come see it? And, and they're not understanding sometimes, but we get it done. So we still get to have that.
Well, one of the things that you showed us before the show started was a photo of a family that you just recently delivered books to.
Yes.
And I know that's a huge passion of yours is to
Yes.
make sure that the kids have reading material that they enjoy, which
Yes.
you and John talk about that a lot, I know. But making sure that they have books in the home for the kids to have.
And it's important, like, I always try to make sure they have a fiction and a nonfiction. And even though they're young, I still try to make sure, they have that difference. So as a reward, most of the time I ask them, what book do you want me to order for you? So when I talk to them, it's, can we get this book? Can we get that book? Oh, so, and I'm like, okay, let me write it down so I remember. But yeah, so reading is a big part of it, as well as like their grades. I call and I'm like, how was school? What happened in school today? Did you finish your work? Did you finish your homework? Little stuff, and it's the little stuff that creates the bond between me and the parents. So usually it's the children that connects us to where then we're able to open up and really get things like situated and positioned better for the households.
So I like that you said that most of your referrals come from word of mouth, right? So that to me, we talk about this a lot with what you said about why we do this show and whatever is, we could put out 10,000 brochures, right? but it's the word of mouth. Once there's a good experience, they're going to talk to their friends and neighbors. They're going to be like, oh, I was in a similar situation. You need to call Clorisse. So talk to me about, for those that are watching, grandparents, parents, or caregivers, you know, if they're watching and they're like, Clorisse sounds awesome, I want her to work with my family. Like, what's the criteria? Like, you know, generally, are you mostly working with families around behavior issues, you know, academics? Or is it all of the above? And then, of course, we're going to ask, how do they get a hold of you?
Okay. So the criteria to be on my caseload would be to have a child under the age of 5 and or be pregnant. That's
Okay.
the main criteria.
That's a pretty good criteria. I mean, that narrows it down a little bit,
Yes.
right?
Pretty wide open though.
But I do have people that does not fit the criteria, and they call, and I can still refer them to resources. I don't mind at all, you know, giving them the information to reach out to whatever agency that I know could help them. So
They just
that's-
can't be one of your family.
yes, they can't.
Okay.
Yes, it can't be on my caseload, but of course they can still. And even then, I've had someone reach out to me, and they were like, "Well, can you at least meet me there so we can?" And I was like, "Okay, well, it would have to be this time." So I said, and we did that. I met them there, and I was like, "Well, here's a family that needs this," and I just decided to come with them to introduce them to you, so you'll know that it's okay. You know, because some people, they just need that, okay, someone to go with them. I need that sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We all do, yeah.
It's hard sometimes to ask for help, and then once you ask for help, then, you know,
It's scary.
You know, that's why we always ask our guests, like, when I call you and say I need the help of Clorisse, like,
Wow.
what kind of questions get asked? Because we want to break down you know, those fears, if you will. So, Clorisse, I'm not pregnant, but I have a 5-year-old or less. I don't really, but let's pretend we're doing hypothetical here. I need to get a hold of you. What number do I call, and what information do I need to have at hand when I make that phone call?
Okay. So I would need your name.
I got that.
Okay.
So
Yes,
far, I'm good.
I would need your name, the child's name, your situation, and it would be the bare minimum. I don't need the details that does not have to be said in order to help you, because some people are very private and they'll be like, I don't want to tell the whole story. You don't have to tell the whole story, but you have to tell me enough. So I can know where to refer you. And basically, that's it. I mean, our conversation alone will guide us and lead me to what I need to know. Yeah, I don't try to get too much into details because I really don't want to know more than I need to know.
You're just wanting to help. You're just
Yes,
like,
of course.
what's your name, what's your child's name, and how can I help?
Of course.
That's all.
I love the children, so
I don't mean to put you on the spot, but do you know the number?
yes. I know the
Okay,
number.
okay.
Yes. So the number to the Helping People Succeed office is 772-320-0770. And also my cell phone number, which I give out, I don't have a problem with, is 772-475-6805.
That's a sign of somebody that's in it. We talk about this. As soon as somebody breaks out their cell phone, I'm always like, yeah, they're completely
They're
into this.
committed.
Yes.
I have a question. I know you work with a wide variety of situations with families. What are some of the things that they call you for the most? Like, is it behavior? Is it school? Is it just family challenges at home?
So I have one family that actually, they graduated from the program. They were with me all the way till the beginning of this year, August. Well, actually, school year at the beginning of, and so he got in trouble at school, the son, and his mom called me and she was like, "Can you just talk to him, please? Cause he's not listening." So it's just the way that I interact with them, and you know, sometimes parents can lash out without listening and things of that nature. So I usually try to demonstrate how things would be done if you took a redirect their behavior, or, you know, in a different way if you did it a different way. And I took the conscious discipline training, so that's like one of my favorite trainings. So I have that love is greater than fear. That's one of her sayings. Yeah, I have that written on my room wall. So anyways, so I'm constantly telling them that and trying to like show them. So that would be one of the main things they call me for, to talk to the children when they're getting in trouble.
Well, and I think it's important, and we have this conversation a lot when we talk about, cycles of families and specifically child abuse and things of that nature. But a lot of times those parents, and I would imagine that a lot of the parents that you end up talking with didn't have a great role model in their home. They might not have grown up, in a happy two-parent household. And so they didn't have someone modeling those good, disciplined behaviors. So to have you, who is able to model that and have those conversations with them, is so important, because it very likely is something that they never saw or learned.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I work with some very unique individuals, and it's so broad range, the things that they've experienced in life and where they are in life. So if someone was to say that my job is easy because I'm just talking to parents and children, I would say no, not at all, because I have to deal with emotions.
On both sides,
yes,
too, from the kids and from the parents.
Yes, the tears, the behavior, the connections. I know. Okay, I'm gonna tell you this story. Just like picture it, if you will. So I went to visit one mother, and she had several family members there. So she came inside in my truck with me. My truck is my office. So anyway, she came inside in my truck with me, and we were talking. And she was just saying like she was depressed, and she was crying, and I shared some things with her. So I'm emotional. I cry a lot. Anyway, so I'm crying with her, but I'm still like encouraging her. So here it is, like 7-8 months later. She's had her child. We're talking, and she was like, "I'm gonna send you a text," and she was like, "Don't take it the wrong way, but I just need to tell you." So she sent me the text, and it said, "Thank you, I love you." She was like, "You have no idea what you did for me." She was like, "That day that we sat in that car and cried," she was like, "I was going to commit suicide." And so me being me, I ran to Kathy crying, and I'm like, "Look," and she was like, "Why are you crying? You did the right thing," But I'm like, I don't know that I'm doing the right thing. I'm just doing what I feel is right, and then it's things like that that makes me know that, yeah,
You're
okay,
in the right place.
yeah.
You're doing the right
Well,
thing.
if you need the affirmation, I think Ashley and I concretely say you're definitely doing the right thing, and you're doing wonderful work.
Thank you.
And
I think if we could clone you like 5 times, we would have done that already.
yeah, well, and I think there's a couple things that you said that have really kind of cemented to me how wonderful you are and the work that you do. One, most of your referrals come from other parents.
Right.
That you don't get that if you're not bonding and connecting with them. And also the fact that this is your community, right? You love this community. It shows in everything that you said today.
Yep.
And you're a vital part of it. You're helping connect the community to the resources and the agencies to the community as well. I can't, just in case you didn't know, we're like big Clorisse fans here. So
Thank you.
The Facebook fan club is live now.
We'll
if you want to join and do a live moment with us, I'm just kidding.
Well, and I think too, one of the things that has been so impactful about your role and the way that you've taken it on in the community is that you've gone past what this job description looks like. It's
she's
not
formed the job description.
right. So it's not just community resource mom anymore. I mean, you've sort of taken First Step Park under your wing, and a lot of what's happening there. I know you have an event that we want to at least mention that's coming up, but it's really, we talk about those staple things in our community, and I think you, specifically in this position, is one of those things that
Yes.
if we lost you, I don't know what would happen, because you really have made an impact, like the stories that you've shared with us today, on families that will be forever changed. because of your relationship with them.
And I think I've seen your truck. I think I helped you carry some stuff.
Yes,
Every time
yes.
I go to an event,
Or you mean her office?
her office, she's always there.
Well,
Always there.
That was the other thing that I was going to say too. We've had the opportunity to be at events that she is at, and no lie, everyone knows you.
Yeah.
Everyone stops to say hello. Every family knows who you are, and I think really that's just a huge part of kind of the place that you've made for yourself. So thank you for all the hard work that you are doing, have done. But let's talk. We talked about Christmas a little bit. We talked about our holiday concert. But I know you do a lot of work specifically in the Lincoln Park community, and you guys are working on something that is also coming for Christmas.
Yes. We're working on a Christmas drive-through. It will be at St. Mark Missionary Church. And it's going to be on December the 11th starting at 5 o'clock.
Drive-through, so drive-through, what is everyone getting?
Everyone will get a toy. We have 8 different agencies that you will get a personalized bag from that agency. And we'll have Santa Claus Christmas decorations, a selfie wall, and some other things that we're
That's fun.
trying to.
That's so
Yes,
fun.
How many
some little
families?
extra.
How many families are you trying to reach?
At least 250.
All
Wow.
right.
Yes.
That's a lofty goal. Is there somewhere that people could get more information down the road? I know it's early.
Yes.
We're giving exclusives here on the show. We like
Yes.
We like to break the exclusives.
Well, we're going to release the flyer next week.
Okay.
So then they'll start seeing it and hearing more about it.
Is there an opportunity, whether it be a TV viewer and or radio listener, if somebody's watching, they're like, I want to be part of it. I want to, give something to give to the kids or money so that you can buy gifts. Is there a way
We will
for people
have
to get
one
involved?
event, one like radio event advertisement.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So, if somebody wanted to give money to sponsor to help buy gifts or whatever the families may need, are you open to that?
Yes, of course.
Call you, call HBS.
You can call myself, Betty Bradwell, or Cheryl Davis. Those are the 3 main planners right now.
Okay.
Well, we know Miss Betty, so
Yes.
Yes.
we have high expectations then for
Yes.
what's going to happen. But
But-
we'll make sure that we'll share on our Facebook page and our website too
And
once information comes out.
We'll get with you and maybe John because we
Yeah.
were talking about Christmas books. So
Oh,
Of
yeah.
course.
yes.
Yeah, we'll definitely can help with that, if not
Yeah, we
more.
love that.
So I would encourage everybody, with our last minute left, we will give more information about that event, but if you're already thinking about what you can do to help the community, think about partnering with Clorisse and Betty and that whole group to help families in the Lincoln Park area, up to 250.
Yeah.
Maybe even more if we get a lot of people to help, right?
Yes.
So Clorisse, we got like 40 seconds left. So we do this with every guest. Go through again how they can get a hold of you, and that's about it.
Brilliant.
You can reach me at 772-475-6805 or call the office at 772-320-0770.
And you're primarily working with families that have children 5 or younger and or
Pregnant.
expecting.
Yes.
Awesome.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us
You're
today.
welcome.
Thank
Again,
you.
we'll start the fan club, but
Yeah.
I don't think we'll be the only members.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you.
And you'll have to come back on. This wasn't
Yes.
that bad, right?
No, it wasn't.
We want to thank everybody for listening and or watching. We appreciate every view and or listen. A reminder that it's a weekly radio program every Sunday on 104.5 The Flame at 10 a.m. Also, thanks to WOLX, we're in here once a month, and we also broadcast the radio version of the program on our Facebook page. We are literally everywhere, folks, like it or not. Thanks for tuning in. A reminder that it's our children, our community, our future. Now more than ever, folks, we're all in this together. We'll see you next time.